The path to manhood is a rough one, and we think that people are overnight successes. But what you don't know is an overnight success took about 20 years of hard work to then blow up, allegedly, overnight. We saw it with Kevin Samuels, and now we're going to see it with Tyreek Hill. And boy, is his story very interesting. He grew up in Douglas, Georgia, attended Coffee High School, and was one of the fastest people in the state of Georgia. But he didn't have the grades to get into the college that he wanted to. So he had to fly all the way to Garden City, Kansas to Garden City Community College. And he did okay there. From there, he went to Oklahoma State University and he did okay. Too bad he got dismissed for his arrest and guilty plea for domestic violence. At the time, he was playing running back and wide receiver. So from there, he flew all the way to the University of West Alabama, where he would enroll and play for the Tigers. And he wasn't even invited to the NFL Combine. But man, he put up some great numbers there. He ended up being drafted in the 5th round, pick 165 to the Kansas City Chiefs. From there, he went on to become a Super Bowl champion wide receiver. First team All-Pro for 5 years. He led the league in receiving this year. And guess what? Now he's up to a point where the women that he likes wants to deal with him. Entering that conversation is Keeta Vacarro. She's a beautiful Latina woman, his type, and man, did he work so hard to get this prize. Took him everything, millions of dollars for him to actually achieve her. But something is wrong here. He filed for divorce the other day, 2 months after being married. And it's because allegedly she didn't want to sign a postnuptial agreement. Now we all kind of understand what prenuptial agreements do, but what do postnuptial agreements do? Let's go to an attorney and find out.
Postnuptial agreement, it's an agreement that you enter into after you've been married. So it's the concept is the same as a prenuptial agreement. You're trying to reach this agreement about property division and assets and spousal support and all sorts of things, and trying to kind of nail some of that down to get rid of some uncertainty in the future in the event of a divorce. But they're done after you've already been married. So postnuptial agreement, these are done by two married people. The parties are looking to dictate how things are going to be decided, what the disposition of their property and assets and division of things is going to look like if they get divorced, what spousal support or alimony, if any, would look like if you're getting divorced. So you're trying to dictate the terms of those things before a divorce happens, but you're already married. So either you never did a prenup, or the prenup is not something you're going to be following, and you do this postnuptial agreement instead, and you look at doing that after you've been married. And the big concern with postnuptial agreements is, are you creating something that's going to be enforceable? Because there certainly is Michigan law and there's public policy against enforceability of these documents. They can be seen as being very one-sided or being done really in contemplation of divorce, in which case they're not going to be enforceable. So enforceability does come down to whether the document promotes divorce or whether it was actually promoting the two people staying married, whether they're fair and equitable, when the postnuptial was entered into, so the timing of it. And they're always looking at, this idea of consideration. So consideration is a term used in contract law, and it's basically just, has there been some bargain for exchange? If you've been married for a while, and let's say the husband is the one that owns most of the assets or owns a company or whatever it is he's trying to protect, and then he just decides one day he's going to have his wife sign this postnuptial agreement.
Now it's interesting because I heard a story on a call on the Dave Ramsey show of a woman that was scared to death because her husband wanted to force her to sign a postnuptial agreement. Let's check out that clip.
Hi, Edith. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey show.
Hi, Dave. I'm so happy to be able to talk with you.
You too. What's up?
My husband and I have been together for about 6 years, and we had a child about 19 months ago. I believe in Colorado they acknowledge common law marriage, despite us being married only 2 months, officially married 2 months ago. After this time that he and I have been together, he's asking me for a postnuptial because he says he wants to protect his assets from before our marriage. saying that he is 14 years older than me at 48 years old and me 34. He wants to protect his assets because he's closer to retirement. He and I have been having fights over the same thing for years, because for the past 2 years he has been working and living in Oklahoma while I stay and work and take care of our daughter in Colorado.
Why?
He comes to see us because he's there because he wants to make the money. He makes really good money.
Well, why don't you move to Oklahoma with your husband?
I very much enjoy my life in Colorado.
Yeah,
and
but you married a guy who moved to Oklahoma.
Yes.
Y'all are weird.
Yes, yes, it's a matter. I don't want to continue to chase him. He's moved to several different states in pursuit of this various jobs, and I want to be able to settle down, and I want him to come to Colorado and be with me and the baby here.
Now, see what happened there. The woman didn't want to leave Colorado to go live with her husband. So what the husband saw, he saw doom coming. So he said, look, I'm going to make you sign this postnuptial agreement. So in case we do divorce, and I intend on that happening, you're not going to be able to get my assets. So sign this postnuptial agreement and we can keep it as it is. But if it doesn't work out, you can go, right? So the woman doesn't want to do what the husband's asking. So allegedly, this is the case with Tyreek Hill. But he's saying, wait a minute, this is an accident. Now, here's what he's saying here. He says this. Now, a lot of people have been in my business lately, me and Key's business. I just got to say that it sucks. A lot of our stuff is public record, but behind closed doors, a lot of people got fired too for just doing things without our yes. It sucks that me and my wife got to go through that. Like, yeah, public record says it, and right now we're in the spot of fixing it. I fired the effing bonehead that made that mistakes. Now it sucks. So bro, hold on a second, man. Do you honestly believe that we are that dumb to believe that you have fired somebody because they accidentally filed a divorce for you? Bro, what attorney would do that? No, guy, you filed for divorce because you wanted to hit her with a divorce thing and you trying to blame it on the fall guy, but really you don't want to see all those assets go to waste. That's what it is. And see, that's the situation. A lot of these guys make so much money, they fall in love, the woman convinces them to get married, they really don't need to get married. And Tyreek Hill has a number of kids, so he wants to protect all the money that he's working for. That woman he's married to didn't do anything to help him get that money. So of course he wants to file for divorce, without her knowing about it. And then once the divorce is finalized, because she doesn't want to sign that postnuptial agreement. So he gets caught. And now he's upset that he gets caught. There's no attorney that will file a divorce without you knowing about it unless you sent him there, bro. Nobody is dumb. Let's just say it like this. You married the wrong lady. The lady doesn't love you. And if you didn't have all that stuff, she wouldn't be there. That's the reality of most men. We got to understand that's the case, okay? So she would have been probably okay with being the baby mama. And that's why most athletes never marry chicks. Look at Cam Newton. Cam Newton doesn't marry anybody. Wanna know why? He worked entirely too hard to give up his wealth to some person that didn't help him get it. And that's the situation. Here's what people, don't want to accept. These guys in today's world understand that, look, most ladies are looking to take your assets. All right, look at Jeannie Mai and Jeezy. She's trying to say, well, the prenup, something was wrong with that, which is probably why he wants her to sign a postnup. He probably had her sign the prenup and the postnup. She doesn't want to sign the postnup because in case something happens, she wants his shit. And he's like, nope, you're not going to get it. Oops, by the way, babe, I don't know why they filed for divorce. Hey, I got to fire this guy. And it's just weak, bro. Stop marrying IG models. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Tyreek Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Share with the bell. We're out.